Hello all, I am the Holland Phantom, and for today's video we're going to be having a live battle from the new Hall of Fame format. Okay, for those of you who don't know about the Hall of Fame formats, I made a video about them a while back, so feel free to check it out when you have the time. But to recap, there are several Hall of Fame formats that are played in Japan that focus on the Beisei through Neo era. In the Hall of Fame, powerful cards are given a star ranking between 1 and 8, with the strongest cards getting the highest numbers. Each deck in these formats are allowed up to 8 stars worth of cards to reign in their power, so a deck could use either a 1 8-star card or 8 1-star cards, or anything in between. For this battle, we'll be seeing a live battle between the Vending Series Hypno deck going up against the Meganium deck. In the Hypno deck, we have 2 item finders as the Hall of Fame cards, as each item finder is worth 4 stars. The strategy behind this deck is to use Hypno's Puppet Master Pokemon power to attack using Clefairy Doll as the active Pokemon. And in the Meganium deck, we'll be using Pokemon requested by YouTube user Random Blue that wanted to see Ledion, Meganium, Scyther, Lickitung, and Erika's Jigglypuff in the same deck, although admittedly we weren't able to fit in Erika's Jigglypuff because its Hall of Fame cost was too high, but we get the other ones in. The Hall of Fame cards in this deck are the Promo Cleffa and 2 Scyther, each worth 2 stars, and both are the Overgrowth Meganium, worth 1 star apiece. The strategy behind this deck is to use Meganium's Overgrowth ability to power up the other Grass-type Pokemon for fast damage. So we'll see which of these 2 decks can take the victory today. But before we begin, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and to my Twitter account at Holland_Phantom so you don't miss out on any new Pokemon TCG content. And now with that out of the way, let's get into the battle! And here we go, the battle is starting, with both players flipping over their starting Pokemon. On the Hypno side, we've got Pichu as the active Pokemon with the Drowsy on the bench, and on the Meganium side, we've got Lickitung as the active Pokemon with the Chikorita on the bench. The Hypno side is going first, playing a build to draw 2 cards, and then placing Clefairy Doll onto the bench, with the trainer card that counts as a basic Pokemon with only 10 HP. And then a Psychic Energy comes down to the Drowsy, followed by Mary as our next card, drawing 2 cards from the deck, and then shuffling 2 cards from the hand back into the deck. And now we see Drowsy's ability activating Long Distance Hypnosis. The player flips a coin. Oh, and they got a Tails. So their own Pichu goes to sleep. And that's going to be it. Turn passes. Now here's a coin flip between turns. The player gets a Tails. So Pichu does not wake up between turns. And now over to the other side. The player's going to be using their own build to draw 2 cards from the deck. And let's see if they have any energy cards to start attacking. Yes, there we go. A Grass Energy comes down to the Lickitung. And there's the attack, Tongue Wrap. But first, here's a coin flip. Oh, and they get a Tails! It does not go through Pichu's baby power, so nothing happens. Now once again between turns, the player flips a coin, they get another Tails, so Pichu still does not wake up. Now on the Hypno side, Drowsy gets a second Psychic-type energy to fully power it up, and there's another long-distance Hypnosis ability. And again, it's another Tails. Once again, they pass the turn. The coin flip went off camera. Okay, but it was a heads that time, so Pichu does wake up finally. Back over to the Meganium side. The bench Chikorita evolves into a Bayleaf, and then we see Mary card, drawing 2 cards and then shuffling 2 from the hand back into the deck. Let's see what they get. Okay, there we see another trainer card, Pokemon Trader, swapping out Cleffa from the hand for any Pokemon from the deck. And they're going to be getting a Ledybot out of the deck, which comes down onto the bench. It's going to be one of the main attackers of the deck once it evolves into Ledion. Now Ledybot gets a Grass-type energy. And there's another trainer card, Professor Elm, to shuffle the player's hand away to draw 7 brand new cards. But then they can't play any more trainer cards for the rest of the turn. Let's see if they get any more Pokemon to place onto their bench. Otherwise they can go straight for the attack. Okay, there we see a Scyther coming down. Yeah, there's the attack, Tongue Wrap. Here's the coin flip. Okay, they get a heads that time. The attack does go through, dealing 10 damage, and here's another coin flip to see if it inflicts paralysis. Okay, but that one is a Tails. Pichu is not paralyzed, it can attack or retreat. Next we see Sabrina's Gaze, forcing both players to shuffle away their hands and then draw the same number of cards that they shuffled away. So let's see what the players get. There's the cards being drawn. The Hypno player only gets 3 cards. They have a pretty small hand. Okay, there's a long-distance Hypnosis again from the Drowsy. And once again, they get a Tails! Pichu falls asleep, and they pass their turn. Still no evolutions coming down. The coin flip between turns is another Tails. Pichu remains asleep. And now on the other side, the player activates Pokemon Breeder Fields, flipping 2 coins. Okay, and they're both heads. they can search the deck for up to 2 evolution cards. They're going to be getting the Ledion to evolve their Lediba, and the Meganium to evolve their Bayleaf. And now with this Meganium in play, they can activate their Pokemon power, Overgrowth. So every Grass-type energy equipped to a Grass-type Pokemon counts as a double energy. Just drew some more cards. There we see a Grass energy coming down to the Scyther, and there's another Tongue Wrap attack. Here's the coin flip for the baby power. And it's a Tails. The attack does nothing between turns. Pichu wakes up again. On the Hypno side, there's another long distance Hypnosis. Okay, they finally get heads. So Lickitung does go to sleep now. And there's Recycle. Here's a coin flip to see if it works. And yes, they get a heads. They can search their discard pile for any card to put on top of the deck, and it looks like it's going to be a build to draw some more cards. Yeah, they must not have a very good hand. Okay, in between turns, here's the coin flip from the Meganium player. They get a heads, so Lickitung does wake up. It's going to be able to attack again. There we see another Chikorita coming down to the bench for the Meganium player. Scyther gets a second Grass energy, so it is now fully powered up. Because like I said, the Meganium's ability doubles all Grass-type energies on Grass-type Pokemon. There's Mary to draw 2 more cards out of the deck, shuffling 2 from the hand back in. And let's see what they get. Okay, no more cards are played. There's a Tongue Wrap. Here's a coin flip. And another Tails! Both players are getting a lot of Tails. Okay, there's the Bill. Immediately being played. Drawing 2 more cards. Did they get anything helpful? Okay, they get another Sabrina's Gaze. Once again, forcing both players to shuffle away their hands to draw the same number of cards. Let's see if they finally get a Hypno to start attacking. Okay, so making some space on the bench. There we see a second Clefairy Doll coming down, and another build to draw 2 more cards. Another Drowsy comes down now. And there's Professor Elm to shuffle the hand away and draw another 7 cards. Once again, digging deeper into the deck. You're pretty far behind the Meganium player because they have not played any evolution cards, but let's see if they finally got one. Okay, not yet. There we see a Psychic Energy coming down to the second Drowsy. And now Pichu is going to be retreating to promote Clefairy Doll. There's the long distance Hypnosis. Here's a coin flip. I want it to Tails, but Clefairy Doll is not affected by special conditions. The second Drowsy ability does go through, so Lickitung falls asleep. And finally, there we go, Hypno comes down. Hypno has the ability called Puppet Master. It can attack through Clefairy Doll, so it can stay safely on the bench while Clefairy Doll attacks. There's the attack Mind Shock hitting Lickitung for 30 damage, and between turns, Lickitung does not wake up. Okay, on the other side, the second Chikorita evolves into a Bayleaf, and no more cards are played. There's the pass of the turn. Another Tails, so Lickitung still does not wake up. Okay, on the Hypno side, Drowsy gets a second Psychic Energy. A third Clefairy Doll comes down to the bench. And there's another build to draw 2 more cards from the deck. Okay, they're starting to make a comeback now. There's the next attack, Mind Shock once again, hitting Lickitung for another 30 damage. It's down to just 30 HP remaining. Let's see if it wakes up between turns. No, it doesn't. It's another Tails. So it's possible that a Clefairy Doll could take the KO in the following turn. Okay, there's the Sabrina's Gaze from the Meganium player. Both players shuffle away their hands. Drawing some more cards. Let's see if they get a switch or a Warp Point to get this Lickitung out of the active spot. There we see a Grass Energy coming down to the Meganium. And they pass their turn, so Lickitung will be getting KO'd. Here's a coin flip. They finally get a heads, but it's too late now. Okay, the Hypno player plays no cards. They go straight for the attack. Mind Shock to take the KO against Lickitung. And Hypno takes the first prize card. Okay, there we see a Ledion coming into the active spot now. It is fully powered up because of the Overgrowth ability. And now Bayleaf gets a Grass Energy. And there's Professor Elm to shuffle the hand away to draw another 7 cards. So this Ledion will be able to take the KO against Clefairy Doll, but because it's not a Pokemon, it does not give up a prize card. Yeah, there's the attack. Baton Pass. Hitting for 30 damage. Clefairy Doll gets KO'd. And now Ledion switches out of the active spot, but it does transfer its energy to Meganium. Okay, on the other side, Pichu comes back into the active spot. And now the player activates Good Manners. They reveal their hand to show that they don't have any basic Pokemon. So now they can search for one from the deck. And they search out another Drowsy to come down. Okay, the new Drowsy gets Psychic Energy. Pichu is going to be retreating to promote another Clefairy Doll as the main attacker. There's a Long Distance Hypnosis. Okay, they get a Tails on the first one. Let's see if the second one works. There's the next one. Okay, that one does go through. They get a Heads, so Meganium does go to sleep. And there's the attack. Mind Shock hitting for 30 damage. Now turn passes over to the Meganium player. Here's a coin flip. And they get a Heads. Meganium does wake up, so the player will be able to take the KO against his Clefairy Doll. But first, there's a Pokemon Trader, swapping out a Bayleaf from the hand for any Pokemon from the deck. The player chooses another Ledyba to place onto the bench. Do they have any energy cards for it? Okay, no they don't, but there's the attack Soothing Scent to take the KO against Clefairy Doll, but still no prizes are taken. Once again, Pichu comes into the active spot. A second energy comes down to the Drowsy on the bench. And there's Professor Elm to shuffle the player's hand away to draw 7 brand new cards. They've already lost 2 Clefairy Dolls. They have to find those item finders to get them out of the discard pile. Okay, let's see what else they can do for this turn. Pichu's going to be retreating to promote the next Clefairy Doll. There's a Long Distance Hypnosis. Here's a coin flip for it. It's going to be a Tails. Nothing happens. Here's the second one. Oh, it's another Tails. Nothing happens. There's the attack Mind Shock, hitting for 30 damage. But this Meganium will be able to take the KO against the third Clefairy Doll. Okay, the player activates a Moo Milk. They flip 2 coins. Let's see what they get. Oh, they're both Heads. They get to heal 40 damage, 20 damage for each Heads. So Meganium is on to 20 damage on it. Next, we see Pokemon Breeder Fields flipping another 2 coins. And this time they get 1 Head, so they can search the deck for any evolution card. And they get a Ledion to evolve their Ledyba. Do they have any more grass energies to attach to their Pokemon? Let's take a look. Okay, still no energy. There's the next attack, Soothing Scent, taking the KO against another Clefairy Doll. But they've still taken no prizes. Okay, there we see the final Clefairy Doll coming down. And now the player activates Build to draw 2 cards out of the deck. Followed by Mary to draw another 2 cards, but now they have to shuffle 2 cards from their hand back into the deck. Do they have the item finder? They have to find a way to get this Clefairy Dolls back into play. Not yet. There's another Mary. Shuffle 2 cards from the hand back in. Okay, they have a recycle. This might work. Here's a coin flip. Oh, but it's a Tails. It does nothing. That could have been another way to get the Clefairy Dolls back. Okay, there's the item finder, discarding Mary and Drowsy for any trainer card from the discard pile. And yeah, it's going to be one of the Clefairy Dolls coming back into play. Now Pichu is going to be retreating to promote the Clefairy Doll. There's one of the Long Distance Hypnosis. And they get a Heads, so Meganium will be falling asleep now. And there's a Mind Shock attack, hitting for 30 damage. Okay, let's see if it wakes up between turns. No, it doesn't! The player gets a Tails on the coin flip, so Meganium will not be able to attack this turn. There we see a Grass Energy coming onto one of the Ledion on the bench, followed by another Moo Milk. Here's 2 coin flips. Oh, and once again, they are both Heads, healing another 40 damage off Meganium. And there's Switch to get Meganium out of the active spot to promote one of the Ledion. And this should be enough to take the KO against the Clefairy Doll. And there's the attack, Baton Pass, taking the KO. replacing Ledion with the other Ledion on the bench, just moving the energy around. And on the Hypno side, Pichu comes back as the active Pokemon. There we see another Recycle. Here's the coin flip. And it's going to be another Tails. Once again, it does nothing. Pichu comes back onto the bench to promote their final Clefairy doll. There's one of the long distance hypnosis. And it's going to be a heads right away, so Ledion does go to sleep. There's the attack. Mind Shock. Dealing 30 damage, so Ledion is within KO range on the following turn. Here's the coin flip between turns. And it's going to be a Tails, so Ledion does not wake up. Oh, but the player has a switch card to get their Ledion out of the active spot. They're going to be promoting their second one. Oh, looks like the player forgot to bring their energy with them. It's not a baton pass, that was a switch. Okay, there we go. The second Ledion comes into the active spot. And it looks like it's going to be retreating for free. Yeah, there we go. It's got a free retreat cost to send up the first one once again with the energy. But now it's healed of its status condition, so it can attack, taking the KO against the Clefairy doll, and now it moves the energy to the second Ledion. Okay, Pichu again comes into the active spot. There's another item finder, discarding 2 psychic energies for Clefairy doll again. This is the 6th time Clefairy doll has come into the active spot. And the Meganium player still has not taken any prizes. Okay, there's a Tails on the first long distance hypnosis. Here's the second one. And they do get a heads that time. Ledion falls asleep, and there's the attack Mind Shock, hitting the second one for 30 damage. Let's see if it wakes up between turns. Okay, there's a coin flip for the sleep check, and they do get a heads. Ledion does wake up, and it will be able to take the KO against his Clefairy doll. Yeah, there's the attack. Baton pass. And it looks like the player was just going to switch their Ledion for the other one, so they just left it in play. Pichu comes into the active spot. Oh, but it immediately retreats to promote Hypno. No cards are played. Now Hypno attacks with Mind Shock to take the KO, and that is 2 prizes taken by the Hypno player, but they're out of Clefairy dolls. And now on the other side, Scyther comes up as an active Pokemon. And let's see what they can do. Here we see a Grass Energy coming down to the benched Ledion. There's the attack, Slash, hitting for 30 damage, and now Hypno is within KO range on the following turn. It's only got 60 HP. There we see a Professor Elm to shuffle the player's hand away, drawing 7 brand new cards. Let's see what they get. They need to start getting some more Hypno to get into play. Yeah, one of the Drowsy evolves, and there's the attack, Mind Shock, hitting Scyther for 30 damage. But it looks like Hypno will be getting KO'd this turn. Yeah, there's the next Slash attack, taking the KO against Hypno. And Meganium finally takes her first prize card. Here we see Pichu coming back up. And now the player activates a Nightly Garbage Run to search their discard pile for up to 3 cards to shuffle back into the deck. There we see a Drowsy, Hypno, and a Psychic Energy to be shuffled back in. And what's going to be the attacker this turn? Okay, there we see another Recycle to possibly get back a Clefairy doll. But it's another Tails! I think that was 3 Tails in a row for the Recycle cards. Pichu retreats to promote the next Hypno. And now Hypno's going to be getting a Defender to protect it from 20 damage on the following turn. And there's a Mind Shock attack, hitting for 30 more damage. And now Scyther is down to just 10 HP remaining. Oh, there we go. Bayleaf evolves into the second type of Meganium to activate the ability. Herbal Scent. Oh, and they get a Heads, which immediately heals all the damage off their Grass-type Pokemon. So all the damage that was built up by the Hypno gets immediately thrown away. Now Scyther is going to be retreating to promote one of the Meganium. And there's the attack, Soothing Scent, hitting for only 20 damage, but Hypno does fall asleep. Let's see if it wakes up between turns. And yes, it does. Although it is within KO range of another Soothing Scent on the following turn. Okay, the Drowsy on the bench evolves into another Hypno, and now Pichu gets a Psychic Energy. There's the attack. Mind Shock hitting for 30 damage. Yeah, things are not looking good for the Hypno player. Okay, on the Meganium side, the second Meganium gets Grass-type energy, and there's a Warp Point, swapping out both players' active Pokemon, so Pichu and Scyther are going to be the new active Pokemon. There's the attack, Slash. Here's a coin flip to see if it goes through. And yes, it does! Pichu is KO'd, and a Meganium takes their second prize card. They have caught up. There we see Hypno coming back into the active spot. No cards are played. There's the attack, Mind Shock, hitting Scyther for 30 damage. Yeah, if it hadn't been for the Meganium's Herbal Scent on the previous turn, the Scyther would have been KO'd by now. Speaking of Scyther, another one comes down, gets a Grass-type energy. There's the attack, Slash. Hitting for 30 damage. Hypno is down to 10 HP remaining. And now the player activates Good Manners. They reveal their hand to show that they don't have any basic Pokemon, so they search the deck for another Drowsy to put down onto the bench. Now Drowsy gets a Psychic-type energy, and there's the next Mind Shock attack, hitting for another 30 damage. Scyther is down to just 10 HP remaining. Although it does have a free retreat cost, the player can just move it back onto the bench to protect it. And yeah, that's going to be the play. Scyther's going to be retreating to promote Ledion. And there's the attack, Baton Pass, taking the KO against Hypno, taking the third prize card, and now Ledion goes back to the bench to promote the second Scyther, and also gives it the energy card. The next Hypno comes into the active spot now, and he gets a Defender. There's the Mind Shock, hitting Scyther for 30 damage. Okay, no cards are played from the Meganium player, and Scyther attacks with, looks like it was Sword Stance that time. It does no damage, but it does double the attack power of their Slash attack for the following turn. Okay, the Hypno player activates Professor Elm to shuffle their hand away, draw 7 brand new cards. They really need to get their next Hypno into play. Can they do it? Let's see what they have. Yeah, there we go. Hypno evolves on the bench and also gets a second Psychic Energy, and there's the attack. Mind Shock, hitting for another 30 damage. Scyther down to just 10 HP remaining. And there's a Slash attack because it was powered up by the Sword Stance on the previous turn. Hits for a one-hit KO. And now the Meganium player is taking their 4th prize card. They're running away with this game. Okay, the final Hypno comes into the active spot now, and the player activates a Nightly Garbage Run to search the discard pile for Drowsy, Hypno, and another Psychic Energy to shuffle back into the deck. Hopefully they can get this Pokemon out before they get KO'd. Okay, there we go. Defender comes down to the Hypno. And there's Sabrina's Gaze. Both players going to be shuffling away their hands to draw the same number of cards once again. The player's going to be trying to dig through their deck for that Drowsy. Did they get it? Let's take a look. And yes, they did. Drowsy comes down to the bench with the Psychic Energy. And there's the Mind Shock attack, taking the KO against Scyther. And the Hypno player has taken 3 prizes so far. Okay, the next Scyther comes into the active spot. It's only got 10 HP remaining, though. There we see another Chikorita coming down to the bench. Ledion's going to be getting a Grass-type energy. And now Scyther's going to be retreating to promote Meganium. It's going to be the second Meganium with the Body Slam attack. Yeah, there's the attack, Body Slam, hitting for only 20 damage because of the Defender. And the player got a Tails on the coin flip, so Hypno is not paralyzed. Okay, back over to the other side. There we see a second energy coming onto the Drowsy. And another Defender onto the Hypno. There's the attack. Mind Shock, hitting for 30 damage. So this Hypno will still remain on the field for one more turn after this because of the Defender. Okay, Chikorita gets a Grass-type energy now. And there's another Body Slam, hitting for another 20 damage. Here's the coin flip. Once again, the player gets a Tails. Hypno is not paralyzed. It can deal another 30 damage. Okay, no cards are played. They did not get another Hypno to evolve their Drowsy. So they deal 30 more damage with their Mind Shock attack. But now the Hypno will be getting KO'd. Yeah, there's the next attack. Body Slam taking the KO. And now Meganium is down to just 1 prize remaining. There we see Drowsy coming into the active spot. Did the player have the evolution? They're thinking about something. Oh no, they don't have it. There's the attack. Nightmare. Only hitting for 10 damage. But Meganium does go to sleep. Here's the coin flip between turns. Oh, and they get a Tails. Meganium does not wake up. There we see another Grass Energy coming into the Chikorita. And turn passes. There was no attack, so Drowsy remains in play. In between turns, Meganium does wake up. Let's see what the player can do. Oh, and they drew into their Hypno. Finally, there's the attack. Mind Shock to take the KO against Meganium, taking their 4th prize card. But it's Hypno against, against his entire army of Grass-type Pokemon. Ledion comes into the active spot, and there's a Nightly Garbage Run. Searching the discard pile for a Grass Energy, a Bayleaf, and a Meganium to shuffle back into the deck. And there's a Pokemon Trader, swapping out Cleffa from the hand for any Pokemon. And the player's going to be getting their Bayleaf. So it looks like the player's going to be trying to dig for their Meganium once again. And there's the attack. Baton Pass hitting Hypno for 30 damage. And then switching it out for Bayleaf. Yeah, with Hypno only having 30 HP left, it doesn't look like it's going to be winning this game. But it is going down swinging. There's the attack. Mind Shock hitting Bayleaf for 30 damage. And this should be the game. Okay, there's a Bill to draw 2 cards. There's another Bill to draw 2 more cards. Yeah, they're digging for that Meganium. Let's see if they get it. And yes, they did. They get their Meganium once again to activate the ability Herbal Scent. Here's the coin flip. And they get a heads. Oh, just to add insult to injury, they heal all the damage off their Pokemon before they take the final KO. Yeah, there's the final attack. Body Slam to take the KO against Hypno and take the final prize card. And there's the handshake. Meganium is your winner. So what did you guys think of that battle? Let me know down in the comments below. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video to help this channel grow and reach new viewers. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, this is All in Phantom logging out.